My name's Christopher Galvan. I'll be 44 in a few weeks, and I'm middle-aged, right? I'm the middle-aged guy, the middle-aged dad, and I didn't feel good. I felt tired. I used to have a lot more energy. I used to do a lot more working out, and I had more motivation, but something was off and I knew it.
Chris's biggest complaint was that feeling tired, not being motivated, the workouts were lacking when he finally got himself to do it. And so he realized, he's like, there's something different. And so he's like, well, I did some research, Chris, and he's like, I think it might be my testosterone levels. And I was like, well, I agree with you. Let's go ahead and check. Let's see where your levels are at.
So when I got the results for the blood test and they told me how low I was on the scale, it made total sense.
A lot of males will tend to think, hey, look, I'm active, I eat right, so my testosterone levels should be still through the roof, even at the age of mid-30s to 40s, 50s and on. And that a lot of times is not the case. The harshful truth, I guess would be the best way to say it, is that father time gets you. Our testosterone levels after the age of 30 starts to slowly decrease, some at a faster rate than others.
Well, the procedure was really simple, really easy. I actually thought it was going to be a lot longer. I thought I was going to feel more. It was in and out. I was actually surprised when I was like, they're done.
We really go through extra measures to just make sure that this is a pain-free procedure. So after we make the incision, we insert the trocar for the pellet insertion. Once I inserted the trocar, I told Chris, hey, we're in place, we're ready to insert the pellets. And at that point in time, he's like, I haven't felt anything. All right, let's start. So at this point in time, Chris got a little excited. And which, that always makes me as a provider excited too, because I pride myself on making sure these patients don't really know where I'm at in the process, because I was talking to him, kind of catching up, making short talk, just making sure he's comfortable with the whole process. We don't want this to be a in silence process, After we were in the point of insertion, we inserted the pellets, okay? We do what we call a 4-point insertion, is basically we insert the pellets at 12 o'clock position, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. And then we move to a second site, while with the trocar still in the patient's subcutaneous tissue. That way we only have one insertion point and we have room to place all the pellets and separate them appropriately. So that took a whole about 5 minutes with Chris, and after that we simply withdrew the trocar, placed a couple of steri strips and some sterile gauze, and gave him instructions.
Once I got the therapy and once the 7 to 8 days kicked in, I could feel a complete difference in how I felt about myself, and then how I felt about my kids, my wife. I felt energy, I felt like attentive, I felt like I was there, I was present, I was purposeful, because I felt like my body was starting to respond in a positive way to hormones. My libido has increased, my desire to connect with my wife has gone through the roof. So we're experiencing a lot more happiness, a lot more joy in our marriage. But also my children and I are connecting more, we're doing more things, we're staying active. So it's been a game changer for me.
Chris came in, he's like, you're absolutely right. He's like, I feel 100% better. He's like, my workouts are more beneficial. He's like, my libido is way up. And he's like, wife is happy. And I was like, well, happy wife, happy life, And he said, I overall just feel better. I wake up energized, I'm ready for work. After I work out, I'm still ready for work again. And so he was very satisfied.
There are a lot of places you can go, and a lot of the testosterone or the hormone clinics market in such a way where it seems like you're just a number. You're just come in, get out. And Vitalife took the time and asked me questions. They understood who I was, what I needed as a patient. I felt more listened to in that initial appointment, than I felt in a long time with any healthcare provider. So they understood what I needed, and they explained what was the best course of action for me, for my health, and for my goals. So just an experience that it's hard to replicate, and most other healthcare providers just don't have that level of expertise and professionalism. So my experience was amazing, and I highly recommend it to anyone that's looking to do that.